Hi guys, it's Brianna from Urban Family Grind, and I know we haven't updated lately since it's been a little busy, but I just wanted to show you guys how the garden's turning out, what we did, what we changed in our garden. So let's go ahead and get started. So over here we have some cherry tomatoes, and a lot of tomatoes are starting to pop up. So we are really hoping until the tomatoes turn red, because that's when you're gonna enjoy it. Now over here we have our patty pan squash, and we did have 3 of them, but we did have to transport one since we kind of made a mistake, and that's what happens with gardening, you make mistakes. So we found out that the patty pan squash was actually a ground plant instead of a vine, because originally the plan was to have the patty pan squash grow upon the fence line all the way in the back of the tomatoes. But it didn't turn out like that, so we had to change up our ways. So we had to take one of them in the middle away. So as we come over here on the side, our big silver queen corn got huge. Has one corn on the side, and it has another one coming up over here. Here's our baby one. Then as we come over here in the main garden, it's gotten huge. And previously we did install more cucumbers over here. We kind of made our own trellis. And as you see, they're already starting to vine, so we're hoping that they actually trail themselves on the sticks. As we come over here, we have some calendula. And they are very beautiful, very. And actually, they're good for your skin, your hair, and anything else that you need to be. The best thing you could do with it is make it into an oil, or you can make it as a tea. All you have to do is dry them out. So as we come over here, we have our jalapeno pepper, and it is producing so much pepper, it is not funny. Like literally, look at this. Then we have our big bell pepper. It hasn't produced any yet, but has a lot of flowers on there, so that's great. So as we come over here, we have our kale. It's expanding, and we're hopefully probably going to have to cut it back because we don't really have too much room. Then we, as a new addition to our garden, we add some more turnips. And if you guys want to, you guys can check down below of our turnip video and how to harvest turnips and turnip greens. As we come over here, we did make some more changes where we put more tomatoes in the garden too. So right here we have our black cherry tomato. Then over here we have our kidney beans, which are probably about to die, but we're just going to keep letting it grow out. Then over here we have our dark green zucchini, and I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what one of the zucchinis look like. That's one of them, and here's the second one. And here are the nasturtiums. They're dying out, but they might reseed. Here's our basil. So we're a little worried about this one because it's starting to flower, but we'll see what it does, and hopefully it gets out of that phase. If not, we'll just have to probably take some of the basil right here and then pull out the plant itself. But the good thing is, if these flowers keep growing and they're just as big, we actually vase them. Over here we have our cabbage. And after adding some treatment to it, it actually got a little bit better, the cabbage bugs and the cabbage worms. Then over here we have our cauliflower. Then as we added more radish to the garden as well. And they're a size like maybe of a baseball. or a golf ball maybe. Then over here we have our butternut squash. And as you see, we had to add these twisties to it so it could just attach itself on it, because sometimes they need a little bit of help. And if you look very closely, you can actually see the butternut squash on it. And this thing is going to get huge. It's going to get huge, the flower is going to bloom, and then the bees are going to come to and pollinate it. So as we come over here, we have our broccoli. So it's doing a pretty good job. It's gotten huge, like literally. This is probably our biggest one. And hopefully it doesn't flower. So as soon as it flowers, we'll see the signs, and we're definitely going to grab it and eat it before that. Here's some more broccoli, and I'm going to show you what all the broccoli looks like. Now as we come over on the left side of the garden, we have some sunflowers. The big heads are dying off, but we do have some mini ones popping up. And as we come over here, in a couple of weeks, we're going to show you guys a video of how the carrots look. And then as we come over here, we have our spaghetti squash. So here's one already. Here's a spaghetti squash here. There's some more, but I'm not going to get too in depth with it. And as you see, it's actually growing on the other side of the fence. But that's fine. We already informed our neighbor that it's growing on the other side. We're just going to let it grow. Then as we come over here, we have our colorful carrots. And this one is probably my favorite one because it's like huge. Literally, it's like a huge weed. Then as we come over here, we put some more tomatoes. I think this one is, Tomato Delicious. Alright, as we come over here, we have our buttercup squash, which is actually a good substitute for sweet potatoes. And I love sweet potatoes. So this is what everything looks like in the main garden. And as we come over here, we have our sweet potatoes, and they grew like crazy. And then we read online that tomatoes are actually a good partner with sweet potatoes. All you have to do is have a tomato cage or something like that. So when they get older, we'll add a tomato cage. So here's our more black cherry tomatoes. We have currently 4 of them. We did have 5, but sometimes your seedlings die. It's all about gardening. So as we come over here, we have our... You too! Alright. Over here we have our lemon cucumbers. And I think I'm looking for one right here. So here's one right here.
Is he enjoying his Father's Day?
Yeah, he's enjoying it.
Good deal.
He's asleep.
Good. Me too.
Alright. Now over here we have our golden zucchini. And this thing got enormous. Like literally, it was just like a week ago where this one was just tiny. Now look at it right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to wait it out and wait till the flower dies off. And then we'll probably take it. And here's this, the other one, the baby one. He has some more golden zucchini on him. And as we come around the garden, here's Isabel. We have our cucumber bush, and finally, I don't know, it might have been the cold weather, but it actually stopped and started growing again. It's pretty weird because it's starting to have cucumbers on it. And I'm a little shocked because it's so little. So the weather must have stunted its growth. Now over here we have our Black Beauty squash. And as you see, it has tons of flowers. Tons are blooming. And as we come over here on the side by the patio, we have our blueberries. And we actually been snacking on them. Some are actually ready to be picked. So I'm excited because after this video, we're going to be picking some blueberries. And they are going to be delicious. You can make jams with it and syrup and stuff like that. So as we come on the patio, here's Isabel again. Leave a like for Isabel. So as we come over here, we have more tomatoes. Now these are big boys. And very soon we're going to transplant them and see how they do. And we might have to make a skid or make a raised bed. And it's going to be pretty much fun because this is actually our first time probably making a raised bed. Now as we come over here, we have our okra. Now the other one, he didn't make it because of the, our natural enemy in the garden is called the aphids. The aphids, they enjoy everything that's sweet or something like that. I don't know. I don't even know why they would aim for the okra, but they did. But we were able to save this one in the nick of time. Now over here we have our lettuce. Then we have a little bit of radish on the side, which I have to get out of there. So as we come over here, hi Isabel. Alright, as we come over here on the side of the house, we have our butter sugar corn. And then we have our Cocozelle squash. Then as we come in the front of the house, we have our pumpkin. And they're actually doing awesome because they're starting to vine off. Then we have our cucumber white. And they are doing awesome as well because they're starting to have tons of cucumbers. Then as we come to the side, over here, a new addition, we did put our citronella in the front. And this is to repel any mosquitoes or gnats or biting flies. And since we enjoyed our mustards and collards, and check down below for that video as well, we did put some more, and we're nursing them right now. So there's our mustards, there's our collards, there's our turnip greens, and there's our spinach. So once they get a little bit older, I'll start putting them in the front because they're a little bit sensitive about hot temperatures. So the front is the best area because it's really cool. Now as we come over here, we have our leek. And I did read online that they do like straw, so that's what we did. So I'm going to go ahead head back into the main garden and show you guys what everything looks like. And that will conclude our June 2021 update garden tour. guys later. Please leave a like and a comment down below because we enjoy reading our comments. And I will see you guys later. Bye.